What is going on, you guys? My name is Turtle. This is Outlier Fantasy, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is Mock Draft Monday. I figure let's get us started in quick. Get us in a quick 10-man lobby. I am pick 9 in a 10-man lobby. Honestly, I love that. Wow, that just exposed myself for listening to my own stream, but that's okay. Here we are at pick 9. The first pick on the board is Jamar Chase. I did have a slow draft going on, but I don't think it's my pick yet. I'm still 2 picks away in that one, but we'll worry about that after I make my first 2 selections here. First 2 picks are Jamar Chase and Saquon Barkley, as to be expected. Following that is Bijan Robinson. Jahmyr Gibbs is off the board after that, so we may be looking at a wide receiver or an Ashton Jeanty pick at pick 9, which I'm not mad at whatsoever. Really not. CeeDee Lamb. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what that was. Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Ashton Jeanty. Puka Nacua and Malik Neighbors are still available, so that's very interesting. I want to see if I could get my chat back up on the screen, but I don't want to hurt anybody's eyes. I'm up in the clock. I'm going to take Malik Neighbors. I'm going to figure out, after I make my next pick, how to get the chat back up on the screen, because without my phone, I don't have a way to check chat. OBS always has the window close out on me during the stream, which stinks. BT is the thumbnail. BT is the pick. I really like that. We just need to worry about running backs. Let's see. Hold on one second. All right. That didn't work. Okay. Had it and then I lost it. Had it and lost it. Let me see. Hold on. Can I do that? Does that work? No, I think I'm just going to have to leave my phone open. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to leave my phone open to check the chat. That's kind of annoying, but whatever. We're back. That's all that matters. So after I've taken BT, Amon-Ra St. Brown, followed by Derrick Henry, followed by A.J. Brown, followed by Devon Achane, followed by Drake London, Brock Bowers, Ladd McConkey, Jonathan Taylor, Bucky Irving, and now we have Milkmans on the clock. We'll see what he goes. He has, what's his team? He's got Garrett Wilson now, Saquon, and Ladd. Okay, that's a good trio. That's a good way to start your best ball draft in a 10-man league. You definitely like that. I feel like every single week I have 2 LSU wide receivers that are going to dominate, so I really like that. Sure, either one could fall out of that amazing season they had the year before, but to be determined, right? To be determined. If you guys do have any fantasy football related questions, now is the time to ask. Don't be afraid to ask away. Gonna be here all night. I know last time I kind of dipped out early. Not gonna be the case this time. So who is gone since we last checked? Garrett Wilson was the last pick we spoke about. Josh Jacobs, T. Higgins. Yeah, it's right on par for ADP. Chase Brown, another one. Nah, that was taken a little too early, but it's fine. We have, in terms of running backs left, I could reach on a Breece Hall. I could take a third wide receiver and just be set, but I don't love my options for the third wide receiver right now, at least. I will take Breece Hall and hope that Kyron Williams falls back to me because I feel like Breece Hall will be taken before it gets back to me. I don't know why I feel that way. That's just how I feel about it. I would rather take Breece Hall at the end of round 3 than risk not getting him at the beginning of round 4. Because if James Cook or Omarion Hampton are my consolation prize, I'm kind of okay with that at this point. I took a little chance, but I know there's going to be stability on my way back. He doesn't take Kyron Williams. He takes Josh Allen, which honestly is a great pick. I have the chance to take Lamar, but I'm going to get a running back like Kyron Williams, just so I'm good at running back and I'm good at receiver. If somehow in 16 picks, I shouldn't even say, because I feel like Joe Burrow is the only real candidate, because in the next 15 or so picks, I would expect Jalen Hurts to be drafted, so I don't think that's an option. I would take it, though. Rushing touchdowns are premium. Never forget that. Got my Coca-Cola in a cup. Let me know what you guys are sipping on. Let me know what you guys are snacking on while you're watching the stream. I'd be snacking, but I'm a fat bastard and just be here crunching the whole time, so that's not ideal. Let's talk about the draft, though, more importantly. Jackson Smith-Njigba goes right after me. Lamar Jackson follows that. Then is Terry McLaurin and Mike Evans, wide receivers. Another quarterback taken off the board in Jaden Daniels. Devontae Adams follows that, and Milkman's is back on the clock with his trio. Who is he going to add? He adds Xavier Worthy, so he's going all-out receiver. He's just committed to it, and I'm not even mad at him. I probably would have took Devontae Smith before I took Xavier Worthy. My third option. I feel like either one, like every single one of those guys could just pop every single week. Not to say Xavier Worthy can't, but is like that really his ADP? Yeah, that's really his ADP. Wow. I mean, it's not like he reached for him. James Cook right now is a steal. I feel like I know everybody wants to stack up on wide receiver, but there's wide receivers down here. Just saying. Happily take Matthew Golden on my team. DK Metcalf. I feel like that's an early pick. I'm not looking to take DK Metcalf so early. I know he's got a quarterback now, but like I'm good. Omarion Hampton. RJ Harvey goes before all of them. Wow, that's interesting. So RJ Harvey taking 10 picks before ADP. Wow. Get your guy season. That's what it's all about. I'll go get Travis Hunter if it's get your guy season. I don't think he's not taking Travis Hunter. Hello, Travis Hunter. I'm sorry. I'm taking both the Jaguars. I don't care. I knew Jalen Hurts was not going to be available when I picked. So I might as well just bolster out the depth. I'm not going to reach for Joe Burrow here. Even though would I consider that a reach? I don't know. Back-to-back healthy seasons is a lot to ask for. I'm not going to cap. I like Ken Walker here. I'm not gonna overanalyze the fact that it's the same bye week. I feel much better about Ken Walker than Chuba Hubbard, if I'm being honest. If I can only pick one of those guys, I'm good with reaching on Ken Walker. Of course I need a tight end. Of course I need a quarterback. I just didn't think reaching for a Sam Laporta or taking Joe Burrow was a good option when I can wait for Baker or Bo Nix or one of these other guys down below. I think that's a way better strategy. I don't love that I keep taking both Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter in drafts, but one of those guys is going to explode every week, so I'm okay with that to an extent. Maybe not to the volume that I'm buying in at, but it's still June. I'm still having fun. It doesn't have to be so serious yet, but it's got it. You know, you got to practice. Travion Henderson went after me. I think that's actually a great pick. Speaking of, let's check where Okay, so Ramondre's ADP is 126. So we could wait on that. I'm cool with taking that as a potential backup option because that's a week 14 bye. It's not going to really affect my running back situation, but I know that I could possibly get a guy that's just going to fall forward in the end zone, score some touchdowns. And that's really what I need at the end of the day. In best ball, you just need a guy who's going to, have a day where he scores a touchdown. That's all you need. Let's wait for our pick here. Sam Laporta goes, followed by Jawan Jennings. Wow. Okay. I mean, it's get your guy season, right? Something like that. Get your guy. Jawan Jennings. What's the ADP on that bad boy? Oh, no. He took him 2 picks later than he should have. I'm sorry. Wasn't familiar with your game, Mr. Jawan. I didn't know your ADP was that rich. And auto pick Jordan Addison. Okay. I could go Quinshon Judkins. I need a running. I don't need a running back. TJ Hawkinson is there. I could get him on the way back, TJ. Can I? Or do I cut everybody off, be the smart player, just go get him before everybody else does? Why isn't it letting you pick him? Oh my God, what is going on? There you go. I was gonna freak out for a second. It's like, underdog, what are you doing? What are you doing? Judkins went, so I didn't have a chance to get him. Brandon Ayuk goes after. That's so weird. So weird. Baker probably won't come back to me. Is there a wide receiver in this tier I gotta have? It's Khalil Shakir, unfortunately. Alright, I was gonna say, if I get at the start, why can't I not hit draft? I just didn't know if I wanted to go any of these. Matthew Golden is a fine choice. I just saw Khalil Shakir. I know he's gonna get a lot of targets, probably a lot of touchdowns, sneaky little flex play, good bye week fill in for when I have 2 Jaguars out on the same bye week, so felt like that made sense. I'll still wait on quarterback. Keep in mind, people do have quarterbacks, so maybe nobody's jumping to go grab Baker Mayfield before I pick again. It's a rich thought, but you never know. But let me know how you guys are doing. If you have any questions, again, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for stopping into the stream. If you have any fantasy questions, now is the time to ask. Don't be shy. Nobody's taking Patrick Mahomes, so I may have a chance to either get Patrick Mahomes at a value or I don't know. Do I just take Patrick Mahomes, best player available, Baker Mayfield? I don't know. I think Patrick Mahomes is honestly the pick. I'm usually not a guy that's drafting him, but at the price I'm paying, it's the 9th player I'm taking in a draft. I'm okay with that. It's going to be the 6th quarterback anybody takes, I think. Probably not. Yeah, so there's 5 quarterbacks taken before me. I don't want to get lost in this tier is the problem. Like, I'm going to have to go here if I don't go right here and take them. We'll see if Mahomes is taken. If not, we'll figure it out. I don't mind going wide receiver here. I see Emeka Egbuka. I'm okay with that. I'm not taking Keon Coleman. Patrick Mahomes is there, so we're just going to take him. Make that really quick and easy. I normally don't love taking like a quarterback early, but I'm the ninth pick. So, I mean, I'm not, yeah, I'm the ninth pick, and this is the ninth round. So I feel like this is a safe time to just go get the quarterback if I feel like I'm going to significantly fall off at the next tier. I think I did that with tight end too, and I feel good about that pick as well. Darnell Mooney, not a bad option. Cooper Kupp, I'm probably going to stay away from him. Sorry, my friend. Could go get my backup in... why am I drawing a blank? Zach Charbonnet. I could do that. I think I'm going to go Evan Ingram for the depth at flex just in case. I'll come back around and grab a running back if I need to. It doesn't have to be my handcuff. Tajay Spears, Jaden Blue, these are guys, Ramondre Stevenson, these guys are all I'm okay with taking at their price. Building out a solid squad. Evan Ingram, TJ Hawkinson, I have insurance policy now. I have another flex for my wide receivers. When my two Jags are out, I have a bye week fill in at flex. I'm good with that. I like that a lot. I can shoot for the moon at running back and wide receiver later because I have a quarterback. Definitely need to go grab a backup. I'm not saying I don't, but my backup could be Tua, and I'll be A-okay. That's how I feel. Maybe Tua gets hurt, but I still have a quarterback, hopefully. Maybe I need a third if I take Tua. Oh, boy. Self-doubt is starting to prevail. We are in mock draft season. Let's see what Milkmans is going to do on the clock. Bo Nix, Josh Downs were the last two selected. I think at this point of the draft, I need to start going for some running backs. I am going to need another wide receiver as well, though. I can't ignore wide receiver completely. But I just didn't love the options that were there in the 9th and 10th round for me. So I moved on and just took other positions. Cam Scatterbo and Jonnu Smith are the next two picks. Young Phil gets the double pick back on the clock. He needs a quarterback. I don't think he's taking Justin Fields or Caleb Williams, if I'm being honest. And he takes Cooper Kupp. All right, I get it. It's a good value at where he's taking him. I wouldn't have wanted to take a quarterback either at this point. If Breece Hall comes back and is an RB1, I think this team that I drafted could be really good, but I need another running back. There's no doubt about it. I don't know if I love Tyrone Tracy. I'm not saying that I'm a Cam Scatterbo believer, but I don't know. I could get Charbonnet. I don't think that really works in my favor, but if I have to, I will do it. I think Najee Harris is somebody that really interests me. I'm not going to lie. He was just taken, so that's off the board. Travis Etienne is interesting, but if I'm going to take another Week 8 bye player, I would feel a little bit better about taking Charbonnet. I don't see Jaden Blue, but I don't think he was taken. Very, very odd. I don't see Jaden. Oh, okay, yeah, no, he's there. He's under Ramondre. So I could do that. I could go Sharbs. Get my backup. When it comes back, I like Bateman, but am I really going to buy in on that? I like the idea of drafting Rashid Shaheed till I don't like the idea of drafting Rashid Shaheed because there's no quarterback there, but Dak is the same buy as Mahomes. That's not an option. I like Ramondre Stevenson. I like Jaden Blue. Let's go Jaden Blue. Let's do it. Definitely need a wide receiver with our next pick. Very, very weak at wide receiver, I would say. But you know what? We went so heavy to make sure we had the running back that we had to do that. I think it's safe to say we don't need another running back. Even though week 8 I only have 2 guys if nobody gets hurt. That's just going to be what it is, though. Maybe I get a third. I don't know. I have 18 picks. I can get a third. Yeah, I can get a third. A third guy to play week 8. Crazy thought, but whatever. It is what it is. I gotta go get I feel like I have to get a wide receiver before they run out. Or Xavier Legette. I don't hate that. I'm going to be honest. I don't hate that. I don't have to draft him right away either. Kind of just sit back and wait. It's not a bad idea. Tyler Warren. That's actually a good value, I feel like. What's his ADP? 126. He takes him at 117. I think you just got a good pick there. We'll see what happens when it comes back to me. Again, this is my team. Scroll down so you could see. Unfortunately, I think this is as far as you could see. But the tight ends are Hawkinson, Evan Ingram. So we got some depth there. We're going to be running streams all night. If you have any questions, make sure you ask them down below. Don't be afraid to ask. I'll be here. I'll be answering your questions. Thank you for stopping by. If you just joined in, thank you. Waiting for young Phil to select. Twice, actually. Oh, he selected once, so now we only have to wait one more time for young Phil, who finally gets a quarterback, Caleb Williams. But not for nothing, he is stacked everywhere else. But his one quarterback is Caleb Williams, so better hope he's a top 10 guy. And Jonnu Smith is the only tight end. I don't know if I love that. A lot of top 10 tight ends don't really repeat. It's always something I like to preach. So we'll see. Colston Loveland, not a bad option. Just saying, if you didn't grab a tight end already. I grabbed 2, so I don't really need one. Maybe it was silly to grab Evan Ingram so early with all these interesting ones at the bottom, but I liked it. I like the opportunity. Jack Besh, good option here. I may go for that. Again, it's a week 8 bye, but I'll just get another guy. Rashad Bateman fits that other guy kind of vibe. I kind of like Marvin Mims too. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but he's a good player. I think Jack Besh, Tajay Spears here. Jack Besh, Tajay. Oh, Isaac Rando. Oh, that's a good one too. Something happens to that boy CMC. Got a crown jewel right there. I feel like Herbert could be a good quarterback again. I wouldn't be opposed to taking Herbert as a backup here. I just feel like Tajay Spears is more important. I do believe Tajay Spears is more important at this point. I gotta go get him. So I get the wide receiver. I get the running back. I still need another wide receiver to feel like I have depth on the bye weeks. I have 3 week 8 buys. 2 guys play for the same team. So that's always going to be potentially one guy pops off, the other one doesn't. But at least I know that one guy is going to pop off every week. That's the alternative. And then I just need Malik Neighbors to be an absolute dog. But if those things don't work out, I'm going to have to go for a guy like Xavier Legette. He's a beast. He's also, isn't he dating Lotto? I feel like that's like ultimate glow up. Like this guy's just going to grow from boy to like straight up man. Like, he's just going to start, like, throwing people out the way and getting, like, paid. He's just going to be on grown man timing. I'm big on Xavier Leggett this year. He's also got a horse named Dollar Bill, if you don't know. So, I mean, you got to be about that life. You got to be about nothing but money to name your horse Dollar Bill. And Xavier Leggett gets taken. Maybe he's in my stream right now, sniping my pick, that I don't get Xavier Leggett. That was really disrespectful. I was just hyping him up, talking about how he's going to be a grown man. And I don't even have my... You know what? Maybe it's not meant to be. Maybe he's not going to be that guy. I don't know. I thought that was really disrespectful. CJ Stroud here. Like, are we kidding? Could still get, like, a really good quarterback at this point in the draft. I guess because that's the downside of playing 10-man. Maybe 12-man will have a different experience in drafting quarterbacks. I don't know if I love wide receivers all of a sudden now. I don't really need the wide receiver, but I don't love my options right now. Again, if you're just stopping by, welcome to the stream. I'm going to be doing best ball drafts all night on Underdog. If you have any fantasy football questions, make sure you ask them down below. Don't be afraid to ask. Thank you for taking your time out of your day to watch. That means the world to me. Trevor Lawrence is gone. I still feel like I could get CJ Stroud. Like, I'm not like a big CJ Stroud fan, but I feel like I'm getting a value at my second quarterback. Jordan Love is also a really good second quarterback. I just feel like he has that, like, Brock Purdy type of stat line where, like, he ain't really throwing for, like, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, there's no real rushing touchdown upside. Like, he's just manning the ship and making good plays. Like, I feel like sometimes with CJ Stroud, I could get, like, a 3-touchdown game, or, like, he gets no, I shouldn't say rushing touchdown, but, like, extends plays with his legs and just, I don't know. I feel like I have a little more upside with him. And in terms of best ball, where, like, his best game counts the most, that, like, Jordan Love is more consistently better, but peaks and valleys, I'll take the peaks and valleys of CJ Stroud, especially as my backup quarterback. When it comes back to me, everyone in the chat is gonna have to tell me not to take Kyle Pitts, but I'm looking at him. I'm looking at it. I see her from across the room, and I'm interested. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie. Someone tell me don't take Kyle Pitts. I have 2 tight ends already, but you're gonna have to tell me not to take Kyle Pitts right now in the chat. Chat, this is not looking good. I got 5 seconds. Someone's gonna have to do it. Please, please don't make me do it. Oh, don't make me do it. Nah, I'm not going to do it. But the wide receivers are just not it. I'm not drafting a rookie Patriot wide receiver. No way. I will. Oh, no. DeAndre Hopkins. All right. I'm okay with that. I panicked, but yeah, I don't know what to say. I just was not taking any of those guys. I have 2 quarterbacks. I have tight ends. The running backs, not very appealing. Devin Neal, though, I'm interested. They say it's a crowded backfield, though. That's what they're saying. I think, Braylon Allen, where you at, dog? You sneaky little guy, Braylon Allen, where you at? I think it's time to just go get my insurance. Elijah Mitchell, not a bad pick. Why is Braylon Allen so far? Did someone take him already? Yeah, someone took him already. I figured. That makes more sense. So I'm not getting Braylon Allen. That's going to change the strategy a little bit, folks. Should have just took Kyle Pitts when I wanted to. Unreal. That's the lesson to be learned. I do feel like DeAndre Hopkins is going to have like a couple games where he just scores a touchdown. That'll help. I don't love that I'm relying on him every week to kind of fill out a roster, but I can find that's Jalen Royals. I'm interested in that. I'm not gonna lie. Is there a wide receiver out there that like I just feel like I have to have? Pat Bryant, Michael Thomas, Sean Payton. Are they doing too much? Are they doing too much with that one? I don't know. I'm kind of going to smell cap on that one. I'm not going to lie to you. Yoshivas. I mean, T. Higgins is good to miss a couple games in the season. That he is. I'll take a chance. I mean, that's somebody that I trust. I don't know if Jalen Noel is guaranteed to make the field, especially with Jaden Higgins being drafted over him and Christian Kirk being there. I feel like that's just a messy room that I don't want to be part of. But I'm okay with. I mean, it's a reach, but I'll take Jalen Royals here. I'll trust the fact that there's going to be someone that gets hurt in the Kansas City offense, and again they're going to draft a wide receiver, and everyone's going to be like, "Damn, they drafted another one," because Jalen Royals could actually play. It's not like I'm just picking some guy because he plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. You could go watch the film. Jalen Royals can play. It's just right now when you look at the landscape of things and you look at how many wide receivers there are in front of him, it can be scary. But then when you realize how likely a lot of these guys are to either miss time or be injured at some point during the year, then it makes it a little easier to start feeling like Jalen Royals can get his time on the field and maybe make something out of it. But it's a crazy dart throw nonetheless. Yoshivas is there as well. I'm going to do that. I feel like could go get another tight end if I want to. Have one. No, that was my last pick. Okay, so I have no more picks. That's that. And I'm cool with that team. Let's go back. Let's see what's available. What can we jump into? We could do a $10. $10. Oh, we could do a 12-man right here. All we have to do is wait for two more people. While we're waiting, if you have any fantasy football questions, again, now is the time to ask. We could go check on my my other draft as we speak. Yeah, we're still 2 picks away. And then in our other one, we need 2 people to fill up the spot that we just jumped into. 101 is Saquon. I feel like it's odd that Jamar Chase is like consensus 101 and then Barkley is like a 3 ADP, but I guess things will start to change as we get closer to the season starting. But Saquon, Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson, and Justin Jefferson are the first 4 picks in the draft. I'm drafting right before a Playboy Cardi fan. That's interesting. Okay. And now we're going to go back to here, and we're going to wait for the draft to fill up. But if you have any questions, again, now would be the perfect time to ask. Let me tell you, now would be the best time to ask any of your questions. Forget about the fact that I have $69 in my account, nor the fact that you cannot see that. Now is the time to ask your questions if you have any. I just need one more person to fill this underdog lobby, and then I'm going to start drafting. I'm going to be drafting all night, so if you don't have any questions now, you want to come back with your questions later, that's totally fine too. I'm going to be here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be drafting. I'm going to be giving out great advice. And yeah, The lobby's full. Let's talk about where I'm at and what I think is the best strategy before. Okay, so 106. I kind of like this range because I feel like you really get the mixed bag. Like, obviously, I know for a fact I'm not getting these top four, right? We could just rule that out. I could probably rule out CD Lamb too, but I'm not going to just in case somebody feels like they want to go Jahmyr Gibbs instead. But I'll even go as far as saying, nah, I can't really do that because I'm gonna take realistically whoever's left out of these guys. But I did just take Malik Neighbors. Maybe I wouldn't take him again. No, I would take him again. I would take him again. I could do that. I would do that. Should I do that? I don't know if I should do that, but I would do that. I'll tell you that right now. This I want to do. This I really want to do. I feel like even though this is better at its peak than this, I still want to take a chance on this in Puka Nacua. Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase are the first two picks. Am I gonna end up with Jahmyr Gibbs? I'm totally okay with that. I'm totally okay with that now. Don't tempt me. Bijan Robinson goes before Saquon. So wow, we're looking at Saquon falling out of the top three. This is really interesting. Nardi's on the clock. He's got 12 seconds left. He's got to make a decision. He's got Saquon, CeeDee Lamb, Jahmyr Gibbs. Those are the best three in front of him. I still like Puka. He goes Jahmyr Gibbs. Saquon Barkley's still available. Am I going to get Saquon Barkley at pick 6? That would be absolutely wild. I know I said I didn't want Lamb, but I'm kind of thinking about it. I am a Cowboys fan, so I do want... Okay, so Saquon Barkley goes. Wouldn't mind see... I'm going to take Puka. I said I wanted Puka. I'm going to stand on what I said. Puka is the pick. When it comes back to me, though, in 12 picks, we're looking at 3, 6, 9, 12. I would pair Puka up with Ladd. If that was an opportunity, I would go for that. Jonathan Taylor, I'm not interested in. Bucky Irving, I would take Bucky Irving. I don't know if I feel as good as other people do about that, but I will take him. Josh Jacobs, not a bad option. You know every single year he's just going to be reliable. As long as he's out there on the field, that guy produces. It's pick 9. Ashton Jeanty's on the board. Is he going to do it? He does not do it. Pick 10. He can have CMC. He could have Ashton Jeanty. Or he could go wide receiver. And honestly, not any of those picks are wrong. Ashton Jeanty was the pick. Nice. If I'm here at 111 and it comes back to me, yeah, I'm taking McCaffrey. That's the best pick. That's what I was about to say. At least just take your chance on getting a wide receiver on the way back. Or say, you know what? Screw it, Brock Bowers. I almost just said Bach Bowers. But just take Brock Bowers, take your W and move on. I'm 6 picks away. If I see Brock Bowers, A.J. Brown, Devon Achane, I'm clicking on any of those immediately, but that's just not going to happen. I'll take Ladd, though. I'm a big Ladd McConkey guy. If you know, you know. One of the rookies that were my favorite last year, Malik Neighbors and Ladd McConkey were my 2 favorite, and I did have a very soft spot for Brian Thomas Jr., but he was not the guy I thought he was. He is him. Waiting on my pick now. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Nico Collins, Drake London. The wide receivers are falling off the board. Derrick Henry's available. Brock Bowers is available. There's a lot of good options here. He takes Brock Bowers. I think that was a smart move. That was the guy who took CMC. No, he took Jeanty. Okay. So the CMC guy took London. Gotcha. That makes sense. A.J. Brown, Ladd McConkey. Either one of those guys. Wow. He took A.J. Brown. We get Lad McConkey. Beautiful. This is a perfect setup. Perfect setup. Love my wide receivers. These are the LA boys. We're West Coast. We're chill guys. We're chill guys on this side. We need a running back that fits the vibe. So who is gonna fit? Kyron Williams. We just drafted him though, but he fits the vibe. But nah. I mean, technically, we drafted both of these guys, and we need both of them right now. So that's kind of unfortunate. I mean, not unfortunate, because I'll happily take either one of them. But for you, the viewer at home, you got to watch basically a love fest of one of these two running backs. Whichever one I take is going to be the undoubted one that I continue to draft all year. And I don't want that. I want. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to go Brees. Brees is probably gonna have to be who I go. Again, that's kind of scary to make it 2 drafts in a row, your top running back, but it may just be what I have to do. The only way I foresee not going running back is like Mike Evans has to be there. No, I'm sorry, not Mike Evans. Like JSN has to be there. If JSN is here right now, I'll take JSN. Kyron Williams is gone. I may have to go JSN. I low-key don't want Devontae Adams. In the second, it's a 2 QB. Hold on. PPR. Best available. Hurts, Gene T. I would take Gene T. This is Dynasty. Definitely take Gene T. You're going to have him forever. Thanks for stopping by and thanks for asking your question, Nick. I would definitely go Gene T. I'm on the clock now. Rashee Rice is kind of an appealing name at this point. Not anymore because he's gone. I'm going to have to go Chase Brown. I don't love that pick personally. Not like a huge, must-draft Chase Brown guy. I don't know if I could have went 3 wide receivers and took a chance on getting a worse running back later. Because I'm not getting Brees. I'm not getting James Cook on my way back. And I'd be lucky to get Amari Hampton as my best running back. So at that point, I kind of have to cut ties and just take my loss and be like, Chase Brown, we're kind of just going to go hero RB with you right now. I wanted JSN. That definitely would have been the better pick. But if we go back to round 2, I wasn't taking Bucky Irving before Lad McConkey. I'm sorry. That's just ill-advised in my opinion. Nick, thanks for the sub. I appreciate that, my boy. Thanks for stopping by. Trying to do it every Monday, do some mock drafts, just answer some questions. If you're in a dynasty league, doing a dynasty redraft, doing a regular redraft, whatever the case may be, whatever format. Here to answer any questions y'all have. Appreciate the sub. Right now, Lamar Jackson is the first pick of round 4, followed by DJ Moore. I'm 4 picks away. JD5, possibly. JD5, possibly. I'm probably going to go running back. But JD5 is possible. I knew James Cook wasn't going to come back to us. I knew Chase Brown, even though I don't love that, is the guy you have to take. That just is what it is. JD5 off the board. So that's gone. That is off the table for your boy. JD5 is gone. Xavier Worthy is off the board. I could go Travis Hunter again. That would really be... That would be interesting. I'm not going to say anything more than that. Because I could kind of spite myself and end up taking him. I like Devontae Smith more, though. Oh, this is tough. But I need running backs. I need to start investing in running backs. I didn't get Hampton. I panic picked running back. Probably could have took Cortland Sutton. Didn't think I could trust another high-end year out of him. Maybe that could have been the pick. I could have won Jalen Hurts. Would have loved that. But we'll take the chance on the running backs. I know coming up I can get another wide receiver. 3 is a good foundation. 3's company, as they say. Devontae Smith would have been a really nice option, but there's not a lot of pass attempts in that offense. He's a stud. I just don't know how many, like I get another year where, don't even get 100 targets. I mean, I hope that's the anomaly, but how do we know? Could just be their new offense. The winning offense, winning football. They're not really out here for our stats, you know what I'm saying? They don't care about you and me. I could go Travion Henderson. But then I should have just went wide receiver. Do I love a wide receiver in this tier? Yeah, Zay Flowers. He's gone. Do I love a wide receiver in this tier? No. So I'm taking Ken Walker. That's probably, that's what it's going to be. I didn't love a wide receiver there. Can come back. Take Matthew Golden. Khalil Shakir. Just felt like I needed to round out the team. I did want Travion Henderson, though. Not going to act like I'm not one of the biggest Travion Henderson fans, because I think he's going to be special. I just know Ken Walker is an absolute beast when he plays. And to get that RB depth, where I know I have 2 wide receivers that, when healthy, are phenomenal. Maybe unguardable. Maybe unguardable at certain times. But I needed the running back depth there. George Kittle, Jalen Waddle of the last 2 picks. 2 more picks finish out round 5. And then we'll start making our way over to round 6, where I am smacked right in the middle of the draft at pick 6. Every round I think I'm pick 6. Isn't that how that works? Oh no, I'm 7. I'm 7 on the turn, sorry. But pretty much in the draft. In the middle. All the time. Which could be a good thing. I can learn from the mistakes or reach like an RJ Harvey here. So it kind of goes both ways. I'm still kind of glad I didn't take a wide receiver, because what? I get Devontae Smith here, and my running backs are Chase Brown and Ken Walker, and I don't have a third. But then it kind of comes down to who I take with this pick here to justify whether it was worth it or not to pivot. There are, I'm not going to say good wide receivers, but I'll take Jordan Addison. Seeing a DUI scheduled trial, that doesn't make me feel that good, but Rome Odunze I feel good about. I'll take Rome. Rome was another rookie wide receiver I was a fan of. Not as much as BT, Malik Neighbors, and Latin. But hey, I'm not taking them where I took those guys. I could be setting up in a real good spot, or I could take Matthew Golden. someone that I like a lot. But the problem is it's a crowded wide receiver room. Hard to get his way to the top. I expect regression from Godwin. Jawan Jennings. He can repeat the season. I don't know if I trust it. I think Roman Dunze takes year 2 leap with new offensive coordinator, just like JSN did, because Shane Waldron holds people back. Unfortunately. Hate to be that guy to tell somebody they don't do a good job, but what can I say? The results speak for itself. Again, if you have any fantasy football questions, now is the time to ask. Don't hesitate. Nick, if you're still in here and you're still drafting, you got tough choices to make, ask away. I'm going to be here all night. I'm going to be mock drafting, be talking strategy. So whatever you got on your mind, feel free to ask. I'm actually very happy I don't have work tomorrow, because then this would make staying up and doing the stream a lot harder. But luckily, I don't have work tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about that. Thank God. Jacoby Myers and Jerry Jeudy are the next guys off the board. I actually like that for teams that are adding a 4th wide receiver to their lineups. That is a good move. They both have, I wouldn't say one has a significantly better RB room than the other. One just has a significantly better RB than the other. But they're both solid. There are wide receivers in this tier I like a lot. Matthew Golden is one of them. Chris Olave still being here is kind of a value in a weird way, but I'm not going to take him. That's just one of those players that I don't care if he's doing backflips, quadruple covered in training camp. I don't know. I can't draft him. I think he's a phenomenal football player. I can't trust him in fantasy football. There's just been too many times where I was like, I feel like this is the year, and then I don't draft him, and somebody else really gets shafted by it, and I'm like, kind of glad I didn't do that. Let's go Matthew Golden. I don't love the pick, crowded wide receiver room, but I'm not sure I trust Deebo Samuel. Sorry. I don't know. Don't trust it. Brian Robinson Jr. That could have been an interesting pick. Get me some running back depth. But I need the wide receivers. I need to get another guy that I trust at wide receiver. And then once I have another guy I trust at wide receiver, can fill out tight end, quarterback, and go back to running back. Because I have 3 running backs. Not saying I'm not drafting another one the entire draft, but I don't need one right this second. Unless there's a notification that RJ Harvey is out for the season, knock on whatever. I don't need a running back at this moment, so I can go ahead in the draft, find other positions I need. Maybe it's wide receiver for one more round, and then I could go get my quarterback and tight end. Normally, I don't like drafting both back-to-back, but we're going to see how the next 3 picks go. If I feel like there's a value at quarterback, I'll jump the wide receiver and take a quarterback. If I feel like I can wait on a tight end, I'll take a wide receiver, wait on a tight end. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping quarterback could be addressed here. Like, get Baker Mayfield before somebody else takes Baker Mayfield type of thing. Baker Mayfield's gone. Brian Robinson Jr. is a great option, even though I just said I don't need a running back. Flex is always a nice position to fill. Not always thinking about your flex, but it's good to have. I don't really love I'll take a chance on Emeka Ibuka. Yeah, Baker's gone, so I kind of have to do the Emeka Ibuka thing. What if... Alright. Yeah. All right. Hear me out. What if I go Emeka Ibuka because I know Kyler Murray's probably not going to get taken in 10 picks from now? I just don't see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 teams drafting before me that need a quarterback. And I just don't believe one of those 6 is going to say Kyler Murray's my guy. I think I'm truly delusional, but I think Kyler Murray's going to come back to me, and that's why I took Emeka Ibuka. Emeka Ibuka has no shot of coming back to me. Kyler Murray has a shot of coming back to me. There's a lot of Kyler Murray haters out there. I might be one if he doesn't have a good season this year because I've been defending him so much. But we'll see. Oh, wow. I am very delusional. So long, Kyler Murray. Everyone knows I secretly am a Bo Nix stan anyway, so that's totally fine. I'll get over it. 6 picks away. There's 3 more teams that need a quarterback. Is that correct? Yes. 3 more teams that need a quarterback in front of me. My plan originally was Kyler Murray, maybe Jared Goff. Right? Does that make sense? No, they had the same bye week. I was going to go Kyler Murray and then a quality backup after. But now, no, I'm not going to be able to do that. Actually, I could do. Say I won't do that. You know what? That's what it should be. It should be, chat. Say I won't do it. That's what it should be. Cause I'm going to do it. You have no idea, but I'm going to do it. I'm thinking on the way back, not this pick. Hear me out. Dak Prescott, Drake May, back-to-back. Every single week, I'm probably getting a quality start out of those 2, realistically. Am I delusional again? Quite possibly. But I think that's what I'm going to do. And, yeah, no. I don't think he's going to have 11 touchdowns, but you can't say I'm not getting a value. You can't say that's not true. I did get the value. Yeah, he's going to throw up some donuts for me, but I'll go get a backup. That's okay. I'll figure that part out. But I don't need to touch running back right now. It's not a urgent need. Tank Bigsby's still alive. Braylon Allen's hanging in there. It's not urgent to get a running back still. But I think, as crazy as it sounds, I need to go for Dak Prescott, Drake May back-to-back. And if I don't get Drake May, settle for Justin Herbert. And if I don't get Justin Herbert, Colson Loveland probably won't be there, but I would take Tyler Warren. I would rather Colson Loveland, but that's just me. I feel like it's funny that Underdog agrees that in fantasy Colson Loveland is better than Tyler Warren, but the NFL felt like Tyler was can't miss. And I'm not saying he's not good. I just feel like just because Penn State used him in a way that we don't see tight ends normally used doesn't mean that an NFL team is going to want to use that tight end the same way that Penn State used him in Tyler Warren. But if there was a team that was going to do it, I think the Indianapolis Colts would buy into letting him run the ball, letting him have some kind of crazy formations in the playbook for them because they don't really have a lot going on. Their quarterback room is a little bit ugly. Maybe he throws a pass in this season, I don't know. But they feel like a team that could actually use Tyler Warren to his full potential. So I kind of have to pump the brakes on the Tyler Warren hate. But if I'm drafting a tight end in fantasy, I think Colson Loveland has more of that receiver, red zone kind of skill set. I could trust him maybe a little more in the red zone to go get a touchdown. So, yeah, it's not that I hate Tyler Warren. I would just prioritize Colson Loveland. I appreciate the comment. I don't know about 2025. Long term, yes. Not 2025 though. I feel like in 2025 there's a little bit of an easier transition for a guy like Colson Loveland to come into the league right away and just have a better rookie season than Tyler Warren. But I do think Tyler Warren will have a better career. It's not that I hate him. I'm just not as high on him as everyone else. If I was doing a dynasty draft, I would probably say go draft Tyler Warren before Colson Loveland. But for the sake of best ball and the redraft format, I like Colson Loveland a little more this year. After I take Dak, Ramondre Stevenson goes. Hopefully, when it comes back to me, I can get a Drake May, Justin Herbert, another low end quarterback, just so I can fill out the roster and focus on running back again. I could skip over Drake May, worry about a backup later, and get Jaden Blue. Jaden Blue is someone I'm interested in drafting a lot of. If there's anyone that's going to end up winning the job and running away with it, I feel like that would be the guy. But who am I to say that? I could be completely wrong. I am not a coach. I do not work for the Cowboys. I could be completely wrong. That's just my vibe. I do want another quarterback. Hey, Tyler Warren, gone before Colson Loveland. So Dev got the better end of that one. Dev was right in this one, and I was wrong. The consensus likes Tyler Warren better. Waiting for it to come back to me. There are 3 teams before me that only have one quarterback. This guy behind me has none. He's going to be very disappointed when I take Drake May. Justin Herbert's gone, so I don't have a backup plan all of a sudden. I have to get my first option. Backup plan is Colson Loveland. But I don't want that to be my backup plan. Okay, Trevor Lawrence was taken. Drake May is available. I repeat, Drake May is available. Let's see. Nardi is on the clock. Nardi could use Colson Loveland, though. He's only got one tight end. That's fair. It's not to say that Warren doesn't have a fantasy-friendly game. I just think the real way to utilize him is as that gadget all-around guy that he is. And the Colts could probably make that work for him because their quarterback situation is so poor, and they don't really have like playmakers on offense. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor is a playmaker. Anthony Richardson, if he ever figured out how to throw a football accurately, could also be considered a playmaker with his legs and his obviously cannon of an arm, but he can't complete passes down the field in the NFL, so we have to rule that out. I think Tyler Warren could be their playmaker, their guy that goes and gets their first downs. So I do understand that kind of logic. I just feel like in Chicago over the years, not to say Cole Kmet's a bad player, he's a pretty good athlete. We've seen somebody like Cole Kmet carve out just like a decent role for himself, and now we put like a legit prospect in there that I think is a little bit better than when Cole Kmet came into the league. Considering this is a guy that's a red zone type of threat in an offense that is still looking for their red zone option. Rome Odunze hasn't really came into that guy that takes all of those red zone looks. DJ Moore never really was that guy. He's just, so crisp in his route running and can just take it to the house whenever he feels like it. But Colston Loveland could be that guy that just goes in and catches touchdowns for them. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think if there's, if you're going to consider in a rookie redraft or a dynasty draft overall, who would be the best pick value? Definitely Mason Taylor, because you're getting him significantly later. You know that the Jets have been, trying to fill the need of tight end and that void of tight end for so long and for so many years. It's really been almost 8-9 years since they've had somebody at that position that they could rely on, maybe even longer. So that could be really beneficial for them. I do like Mason Taylor a lot, though, for sure. And I definitely appreciate you interacting in the chat, Dev. Now back to the picks, because I have to pick before my timer expires. Tank Bigsby, let's do it. Not mad at it, but I don't love that pick. I have 2 quarterbacks, so I don't have to worry about quarterback. I do need another tight end. Tucker Kraft is an option that I passed up on because he's not going to be there when I get back. Yeah, yeah, I see the problem I put myself in now. Because if I don't get a tight end, I have to get Kyle Pitts as my backup. And that concerns me. That definitely concerns me. I could go Mason Taylor, but I would want another guy. I would want another tight end. Mason Taylor is a stud, though. Absolute stud. I just need to also make sure I'm drafting somebody that actually has that potential to play a lot more. I mean, it's not that Nick Chubb's a bad ad, but do you really expect you're gonna have a week where it's Nick Chubb went off, and I'm so glad I drafted him over, I don't know, a guy that could actually play on the field at the same time without an injury. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe I'm acting crazy. Maybe I'm moving funny right now. I don't know. I like Xavier Legette. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it. If nobody stops me from taking Xavier Legette right now, I'm gonna take him. How about that? There's no Tucker Kraft. Oof. But Dallas Goedert and Jake Ferguson. I could have the stack. The stack. Focus on the stack. Yeah, I gotta take Jake Ferguson. This could be a good year for Jake Ferguson. Somebody that wasn't too flashy last year, that impressive. He could get back to being really good if he gets his quarterback on the field. Just saying. I think we're selling him a little too low. His 143 ADP feels a little too cheap, in my opinion. But I get it. I would probably value him where they have Kyle Pitts, but it's not too far off. We're talking apples and oranges. I mean, I don't want to say we're talking apples and oranges. We're talking Granny Smiths and red apples, pretty much. It's the same thing. Tua off the board. I was just about to click Xavier Legette. Why can't I draft him? Next draft we do, I promise. I'm drafting Xavier Legette. I've been hyping him up. I didn't get him in either of these first 2 drafts that we did. I'm making it a point next draft. I'm reaching for Xavier Legette. I don't care. Has to be done. It's get your guy season. It's June. We all have our guys that are get our guy season. Let's get right. Go get our guys. Who is going to be the guy that I get this round? That is going to be quite a decision. Please don't make me take Quentin Johnston. Please don't make me do that. I really, really don't want to do that. Do I take Walmart Michael Thomas? Sure. Why not? If you say he's kind of Michael Thomas, he's kind of cheeks in my opinion. Who's that? I was talking about Xavier Leggett. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of intriguing potential to the fact that there's not really a true one that's going to come. I mean, I know they drafted Ted McMillan. I'm sorry. I just don't think Ted McMillan is that good to begin with. I think there's a really good chance that even if it's for the first 3 weeks of the season before Ted comes into his own, I think there's a real chance that Xavier Leggett has some weeks in best ball that make him worth playing, or he gets optimized into the lineup. There's at least enough of a role with the wide receiver room that they have to carve out some kind of successful wide receiver season. So I'm buying in on that fact. He's also dating Lotto, so he's got to be feeling really good about himself right now. That's got to be a confidence booster for a guy in his young 20s, you know? So I'm kind of in on the fact that he's just going to glow up. That's it. Waiting for the next pick. Free agent J.K. Dobbins is off the board, so sorry for anybody that wanted the guy that's not signed to a team. You can't have him because this guy got him. Yeah. Not that it's a terrible idea, but he's out of the league because he's had so many injuries. He's just... It would be a miracle if he made it back on the field and was again, doing what he did with the Chargers. That was amazing. Shout out to him for even doing that. I don't need a quarterback. Jalen McMillan is just sitting there. Michael Wilson's interesting. Romeo Dobbs. I'll take Yoshivas again. I know I need a running back. I will go get a running back, but I think I needed to just go do that first before we decide on the next guy to draft. Brashard Smith, not a bad choice. Not a bad choice. Woody Marks. I don't know anything about Woody Marks. I gotta do my research. I'm assuming Joe Mixon's eventually gonna have to fall off of efficiency or availability or something, making him an interesting choice, but I don't know. I'm not gonna bet on a Derrick Henry to get hurt, but I feel like there's got to be some kind of Keaton Mitchell role that's gonna be unlocked this year that we don't get. Because last year he was really good. I mean, I'm sorry. 2023 he was really, really good. 2024 just felt like he still was coming back from the injury, just never got going again. But Justice Hill kind of took that pass catching role and did something with it. So I don't know if now, does he have to fight off Justice Hill again? Does he get his role back? I kind of want to take a chance on him, but if Brashard Smith is there first, I'll do that. I just think if they want the pass catching role every down, the healthy Key Mitchell is better than the Justice Hill. But the Justice Hill at least is better in goal to go and when they get in the red zone, because at least he's a bigger back. But Key Mitchell is that guy that's probably going to be we take Derrick Henry off the field early downs, but can I trust that enough to take him? I don't know. Brashard Smith. I gotta take a chance. I gotta get some running backs. We need depth now. 2 more picks, and I need depth. That's not a good sign. That means, where did I go wrong? Did I feed running back too long? Possibly. It did almost go 10 rounds. Like 8 rounds without a running back. That's not ideal. Now it feels like I'm trying to make up for it at the end with guys I don't trust. I'm trying to see if there's anything out there I love. I keep seeing guys that play for Kansas City, and I'm like, oh, that's an interesting choice. Miles Sanders and Taj Brooks are good. I don't know if I could trust Miles Sanders to win a backfield competition after what happened in Carolina. It seems like Rico Dowdle and Jaden Blue could be enough to fend them off. Taj Brooks is definitely interesting. I also like Dylan Sampson, even though, again, that's a crowded backfield as well. I could go Taj Brooks. I don't hate the idea of Audric Estime because, like it or not, took Hunter with Thomas, Judkins, then Caleb Johnson. Yeah, I mean, I could show you my team exposure after this draft. I think I have 2 more picks left, and I probably don't even need to do the last pick. I've stacked Travis Hunter and BT together. I feel a little bit better about it in best ball because it's going to optimize my lineup at the end of the day to put out something I need. But I like going and getting both of those guys. I just feel like if this is a lineup that you have to set every week, you do have to realize you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot some weeks by having both those guys. But that's not to say that they both can't have stellar weeks at the same time either. I think I am going to go take Taj Brooks, Dev. I think that's going to be what has to be done. I don't love my other options. Like, I'm trying to talk myself into Keaton Mitchell to begin with. So that's just how you know. Take my handcuff, you know? Maybe I need Chase Brown's handcuff down the line. I don't know if whoever left the comment that I don't see anymore is still here, but I can go to drafts completed and my exposure, wide receivers. Yeah, I mean, I've only done like a couple drafts, but I've stacked them both times. I have no problems with that. I've also grabbed Khalil Shakir every time, which I think is pretty funny. But yeah, I'm totally fine with that. I'm gonna go back and just make sure that my draft is on auto. We're gonna go autopilot for the last one. Let the fantasy football gods decide my fate on the last pick. Maybe I get a stud, who knows. But let's run another mock. See which ones are close to filling. I'd prefer not to do a $100 draft. I'm not that ballin', but the $5 one, I could afford $5. That works. $5 is cool. Waiting on 4 more. So again, if you got any fantasy football questions, now is the time to ask. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and hanging out in the stream. I truly appreciate it. I think it's the coolest thing in the world that I can just sit back, mock draft fantasy football, and just have a conversation with you guys. I think that's the coolest thing. So thank you guys for watching. Truly appreciate it. I'm going to make a run to the bathroom while I wait for this. So let me just do a little bit of this, and I'll be right back. is still not full. Waiting on 3 more people still. Oh my gosh. Chat, we might have to pivot. Chat, we might have to pivot. It's still like the closest one to being filled. I don't get it. Waiting on 4 now? 4? 3? Just fill the lobby. Fill the lobby. Put bots in it. Do something. Alright. Got another. Okay. Any second this will fill. Any second. Waiting on 2 more people. Ravens fan, that's what's up. I am not a Ravens fan. I don't know if you were in the chat before and I said it. I'm a Cowboys fan. It's miserable, but Lamar Jackson's my favorite player, so definitely not mad that there's a Ravens fan in the chat. Welcome aboard. I feel like he wouldn't sound like a Panthers fan if you were here the whole time, because we were kind of not slandering Leggett, but we were like, you know, like I was kind of selling him, like I was, upselling an Xavier Leggett. Obviously, he's not very good, but I think there's potential. Just waiting on. How do we get the 3? Oh my god. This is. Yeah, this is tough. If I jump it at $10, I can move faster? No. Need 9 people to fill that? The $3 ones are not going to fill up any faster. I'm better off just waiting in the 12 person. Waiting on 3 more. Let me see. Can I set up sleeper mocks? Trying to figure out what is it? How do I get other people to join this? Yeah, I guess you're right. I just feel like I don't like doing tournament lineups because I feel like I'm not really like competing in a league at that point. Like I feel like I'm hoping to just like almost not win a lottery, but I don't know. Massive like I need that massive like lotto feel to it when I could just take my come ups here and there, win a little, lose a little, that type of thing. I'm trying to see how do I can I scroll across here? Oh yeah, I can. Okay. Because I was gonna say all these are like $20. Eliminator. 20 seconds per pick. Let's do 30. Either way, I'm still feel like I'm waiting on people. I don't mind waiting in here because it's not like we're making much progress otherwise. But let me just go back and see how it's moving out here, just in case these look a little better. I'll sit in both of them, and whatever one looks like I'm going to get filled first. That's what we'll do. Damn, no promos. I thought they'd be like, here's free money. Maybe next time I'll wear my underdog shirt and they'll put free money. Alright, so I only need one more person to fill this 12 person. Alright, bet. I'm going to cash out of the tournament one. And we're going to go right into this draft room because we're starting. I got the second pick, bet. Who do we want? Who do we want, chat? I kind of want a running back. And I don't get an opportunity that often to draft Bijan Robinson. So I kind of want Bijan Robinson if Jamar Chase somehow isn't selected. I would take Jamar Chase if he's there. But if I'm going to take a running back, I want Bijan Robinson. Not opposed to Justin Jefferson. He's obviously a beast. I'm just thinking, bet. Dev's pick 3. Let's go. And you got the fresh icon. I respect it. Now I can't really talk strategy with you. Now I have to bluff. Do I really want Bijan Robinson? Was I lying the whole time? I might take Jahmyr Gibbs, you know? Who knows? Nah, I'm actually going to take Bijan. Now you kind of know you have Saquon, which is pretty cool. Goes Jettas. I like the Jettas pick better, to be honest. Saquon fell in the last draft we did. I was pretty surprised about that. That's cool we got in the same draft lobby, though, for sure. And you have a chance to snipe me on the way back in round 2, so that's really interesting. I don't know if I could speak too highly on what I want now in round 2. You know I like Ladd McConkey. Do I go Ladd McConkey again? That's the question. Do I do that, or do I double up on running back maybe? What's my game plan? Or better yet, because I can't stop you, what's your game plan? What are you looking to take in round 2? If you didn't get Bijan, you would have. I respect that. I mean, like I was saying before, before the first pick happened, I don't really get a chance to draft Bijan a whole lot. So if I had the chance, I felt like I needed to do it because I don't know how many times I'm going to have that opportunity to just like hand select which one of those elite guys that I get to take. So I'm happily taking Bijan there. Last year I kind of did that with Breece Hall, and that kind of burnt me. But hopefully this year with Bijan that is not the case. Dev's got quite a way before his pick. Back half of the first round, kind of going a little slow. Decisions are being made. G&T is the 110. 2 PPR. You have Burrow, G&T. Hall, Caleb Williams. Is that Travis Hunter when you say Hunter? Because if that's Travis Hunter, I like the idea of going Travis Hunter. If it's not Travis Hunter, I think Rashee Rice is a good pick. And I would say Quinshon Judkins is also a good pick. You kind of want to go long term. It's not to say that Brees Hall isn't long term, but you don't really know what the long term is for Brees Hall. Yeah, that is true. It is random, but at the same time, I feel like you kind of see like when you draft over and over again the same names. Like I know I've seen Legalized Ranch before. Don't ask me why I know that. I just know I've drafted with him before. I would I would take Travis Hunter. I think the best thing you could do in a dynasty startup draft is go get the youngest wide receivers and running backs first because you know they're going to be around the longest and you can kind of play that long-term game and build up your team as you go along. It's not to say that it's not to say that Brees Hall isn't a better player in 2025, but you got to consider 2026, 2027, who's going to be around on your roster long term, and the guys that are going to be around long term are the rookies that are coming in right now. So I would lean towards Travis Hunter. I would lean more towards um we're talking about uh Quinshon Judkins. Roma Dunze is also a good consolation prize. I know you mentioned him before. Maybe not like at this point in the draft with like the guys that are available. Maybe I would take Brees Hall like right before I would start considering Roma Dunze, but get the young guys. Get the Judkins, get Travis Hunter, stack your team up for the long haul. It's fine to tank the first year because you also have to realize you're going to get a quality rookie that comes in the year after. Like when I did my startup league, like to put this in perspective, like I messed up because the third pick I took Quentin Johnston. Definitely a terrible idea. But yeah, I guess I got to go lad again. Damn. Totally fine for that. Whoa, what was I talking about? I'm sorry. Oh, my first rookie draft after my dynasty startup. It was the Quinn Johnson year. I took him third, and Zay Flowers was the fourth pick. So the fourth worst team one year got Zay Flowers. Like that's a mighty fine upgrade at your wide receiver room. Like there's a lot you could do with that. What's going up, Fantasy Destined? Appreciate you joining. Thanks for stopping by. Definitely have to check out your channel, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Rasheed Rice is there. I'm gonna go T Higgins. I know Rasheed Rice was there. That would have been a great pick. I don't know. I wanted T Higgins there. Felt a little better about it. Definitely on my off day tomorrow, going to check out some Fantasy Destined videos. Thanks for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Appreciate everyone who stopped by the live stream today and subbed for the first time. Thank you so much. Hopefully, I'll see you back on the channel when I post more. Been slacking on the content lately, but there are plenty of videos that I have made, so you can go check those out after the stream is done, of course. Don't leave me hanging here. I'm still an underdog. I'm still answering all your questions. Terry, Reek, or Rasheed. If I'm ranking them for 2025, I'm ranking them as Rasheed 1, Tyreek 2, Terry 3, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you, you can go back on my channel. I feel like that's kind of like the best way to prove that, your word and your opinions from the past hold up. And I am the biggest Terry McLaurin fan. That was somebody I'm so high on. Somebody I told everybody last year to draft. People that I'm friends with were texting me all year long, like, thank you for telling me to draft Terry McLaurin. Like, that was huge. And it just made me so happy to see him finally go off. But I don't know if I could expect that, like, year over year production. I I can't put Rasheed 1 if he's still getting the suspension, but like right now, as everything is considered, like all things equal, even considering that there's a chance that it could happen, even though it's the NFL and he could easily just walk away scot free, I like Rashee Rice the best as a prospect because, not to say that Tyreek Hill ain't him, but Rashee Rice in his first season was doing Tyreek Hill yards after catch numbers, like prime Tyreek Hill yards after catch numbers, and like Tyreek Hill ain't even doing that right now. So I kind of feel like a healthy Rashee Rice trumps the other two in that argument. But I love Terry McLaurin. I don't know how much more high end Terry McLaurin we're gonna get, but I think it's safe to say that we're never gonna see a Terry McLaurin season better than 2024's Terry McLaurin season, if that makes sense. I don't think it's really in the range of outcomes that he could be better than what he was last year. So I don't know if I could really rank him over Rashee Rice, who I think is like an ascending player. Somebody that I think is on his way up to better in terms of fantasy. Yeah, no, I mean Terry could continue to dominate. It's not that I'm not a believer per se. It's just I think it's safe to say that that was the best that you're gonna get of him, and to like where he's being drafted, right? He's like the 17th best wide receiver. I mean, I guess that's not too bad, but like I'm much happier with JSN. Again, I'm happier with Tyreek Hill. I'm even happier with T Higgins, even though I know T Higgins is gonna get hurt. There's gonna be T Higgins like domination games that I'm gonna get along with that, so I'm fine with that. This is the first time I could actually draft Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna do it. Yes. I was big on Terry McLaurin last year. I gotta find that video. If I could like you know what, we actually have time. We have time real quick. I can go to had the stream up in the background. Where is it? I'm gonna go all the way to last year. This one. This was my this was the one. This was the one. Definitely go check that one out. Even though none of that is relevant now. And I've been plenty wrong many a times in between then. But regardless, I made it my thumbnail. I had the confidence. It's interesting, but you like he can stay back end wide receiver one, but let's not forget that this is a guy that, let me just check his age before I'm just straight up yapping to you. Like, we're talking about a 29-year-old wide receiver. We're talking about a guy that, joined the party late in terms of hitting his prime. And to me, that makes me feel like I'm not going to have a long tenured back end wide receiver one. But for sure, I can have a 2025 where he finishes wide receiver 8, wide receiver 9. That's realistic. Jaden Daniels was awesome. That was another player I was I was so in on last year. I just felt like there was so much opportunity in the Commanders' offense. But now I feel like you're paying for the price that is, I don't even want to say high end, because wide receiver 17 realistically is not high end at all. I just think that too many people are going to want to rush to that, and I'm okay with sitting back and waiting. Yeah, that's the thing that worries me about Terry. That's why I felt like last year 2024 had to be the breakout, because if you're not going to break out by age 29, there's no chance for that to happen in the NFL. And like we've all watched Terry McLaurin, like we all knew he was just the quarterback away. I just think now that he has the quarterback, he may not be the the high end wide receiver that he was 4, 5, 6 years ago. That's just me. It like the thing with Terry McLaurin that I loved, and a big proponent of the arguments that I was making a year ago, was that you were getting him at like wide receivers 28, wide receiver 30 is where he went every year. And he really couldn't finish worse than, I think 2023 was his worst finish. It was like in between like wide receiver 25, 28. That was the worst finish he had. So like you knew you were getting something better than what was advertised at his ADP. Dev, great pick. Stole my pick. Great pick. Great pick. Yeah, you just knew that you were getting more than what you drafted Terry at a year, like in recent years at least, because like you knew he could sneak in at wide receiver 18, like that, like fake wide, like top 20 wide receiver finish. But now you're drafting him to be no better than what he's been year over year, that borderline top 20 guy. I like Jerry. I can't take Jerry Judy here. That's crazy. What am I even talking about? I'll take Golden. I feel like a big thing about fantasy is just keeping an eye on where other people value players because of a single season. Now, this may not be a great example because I don't agree with it, but yeah, no, JMO's an interesting one. Jam, I'm glad you brought that up because I felt like Stephon Diggs wasn't a good example. Jameson Williams is a good example. But what holds JMO back from being with these guys, because I'll be the first to tell you I made a terrible dynasty trade and I traded a first round pick for Jameson Williams. That killed me. And that was years ago. But the truth is, it's just like, it's a maturity thing with him. That's what really keeps him back from being that year five, like, I'm going to blow up guy, is that he's not, like, showing you that he's mature enough to handle, like, being a professional. Like, you saw it a lot last year. Like, they had to take him off the field on certain drives just because, like, maturity and being grown was, like, a problem for JMO. And he's got the talent. He's got all the talent in the world. He's super fast. He's virtually unguardable if he runs straight, but like he's kind of like, if you watch basketball in recent years, it's like watching DeMarcus Cousins, or even a football example, Des Bryant. Like, you're watching a guy that is so good, but they can get in their own heads and ruin them, like, themselves on any given week despite how good they are. Yeah, I mean, Olave is a good choice. I also fade Olave a lot. I don't know. I I always worry about the quarterback. Dev took him after, so that was a good pick. I just always worry about quarterbacks in New Orleans. I don't know if I'm gonna win the trade. I know that I'm gonna end up with a legit wide receiver at some point, but I don't know if there's a higher ceiling than 2024 JMO. I think that he's had enough years in the league and enough, I don't want to say bad, but erratic behaviors and moments where his behaviors and decisions got the best of his availability or playing on the field. And I don't see that changing. And if it does, sky's the limit for JMO. But given that the Lions offense could potentially take a step back without Ben Johnson, considering his personality that I just listed, I don't know if I would bank on JMO being better over time every year than that. I agree you have to bet on talent, but that's to a certain extent. Like, if I know that a guy like Jameson Williams can have a temper tantrum and throw himself off of the field, then maybe I'll draft, a more quiet guy that can get the job done, that I know, like, it's a bad example, but, like, T. Higgins is just good, right? Obviously, their ADPs are very different. But T. Higgins is just a good receiver. Like, I don't have to worry about him, like, other than his availability and injury concerns, I don't have to worry about him taking himself out of a play or getting himself out of rhythm in the middle of a game. I don't have to worry about those things. I have to worry about those things to an extent with Jameson Williams. It's not that obviously there's a really hard path for Matthew Golden to get onto the field, but I think once he gets onto the field, he's a lot better than what they have in terms of just a guy like he's I don't even want to say more versatile because how do you get more versatile than Jaden Reed? But just like imagine a Jaden Reed that just knows how to like sit down in the middle of a coverage and just catch a pass or just like find his way into the end zone open. Like that's what you get out of a Matthew Golden in my opinion. And that's why I felt a little more comfortable taking Matthew Golden in that spot. It's a lot harder for him to get onto the field, yes, but if I see I don't know, Dontavian Wicks is banged up in training camp or Jaden Reed is I don't know, nursing an ankle injury. Matthew Golden's going to get some reps in practice, get some burn, and they're going to start realizing what they have in that prospect. I'm a very, very big fan of Matthew Golden. I'm also quite the fan of Emeka Egbuka, but I think the landing spot for Matthew Golden's a little better. What do I need? I definitely need a tight end, but I don't know what's going to be there in 14 picks from now. It's going to be interesting. I don't need a quarterback, thank God. Let me check out Dev's team's doing. Because ultimately, I'm competing against him at the end of the day. Okay, he's a big Justin Fields guy, I see. I respect that. It's get your guy season. I like your running backs. Obviously, your wide receivers are stacked. You didn't really need me to tell you that. You didn't need the guy who makes YouTube videos to basically nobody to tell you that. But that's a squad. I like my team too. Not going to lie. Of course, I'm going to feel like my team is a little better. But at least I know that I have some running back depth. That's dope. I respect that. I respect the Lions fandom. I do think J-Mo is a really good receiver. I wouldn't have invested all my chips into trading for him if I didn't think he was a stud. And I don't know, like, off the top of my head if I think he's the best wide receiver too in the NFL. But he's definitely one of them. He's definitely fireworks when he steps on the field, and like I said, all he has to do is run straight and he can't be stopped. If I'm thinking about twos around the league, like if I'm going to go back to the draft board, I really like T. Higgins. I really, really like, I mean, obviously just got to give respect to Devontae Adams, but I don't think he's in the conversation. Honorable mention for sure, though. Yeah, no, I'd probably say T. Higgins. I like Devontae Smith more, but I'm not mad if you were like, no way, man. No way. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Have a good night, Fantasy Destin. Thanks for stopping by. I gotta check out the channel for sure. Dev keeps taking my picks. I mean, I would have took Colson Loveland, you know that, but of course I didn't get my chance. I had to take Mark Andrews. Give me the guy that's going to fall in the end zone, Ramondre Stevenson. We'll definitely see after week 6. I'd like to see after week 17, but for sure, you're gonna have me beat probably after the first 6 weeks. I could see J-Mo having, a 2-touchdown, 120-yard game in one of those. Protect Warren at all costs. That is your guy. It is get your guy season. You deserve your guy. Now that you bolstered up tight end and running back. I'll go ahead and say that I like your team just as much as mine now. Before I liked my team a little more, but now that I'm looking at your team, Dev, I respect it. I respect it. I'm gonna let you know, it's not that I'm a Tet McMillan hater. I'm a Tet McMillan skeptic. But other than that, I can't find a flaw in your team. I'm just gonna be honest. I think Tet McMillan is gonna have like a disappointing Marvin Harrison Jr. type rookie season. And I think he's gonna need to be humbled and learn how to, excuse me, I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep burping. Need to be a better route runner and actually try when it comes to the first 7 yards of actually running a route. Like if you go back and watch his tape from Arizona, this guy isn't even trying. And not to say that the NFC South is loaded with like these crazy defensive backs, but like you do play AJ Terrell twice a year. Like that is food for thought. I don't want that to be forgotten. You do have an all-pro corner in the division. That's not going to make it easy for him to have a flourishing or confident rookie season. But he will have some matchups against some other teams to do some damage. I don't really need a running back. I should probably be taking wide receiver. Oh, Dev, are you going to do it to me? I know you're not. I know you're not. You're not going to take 2 Carolina Panthers wide receivers. I got you now. I got you now. There's no way you're taking my guy. Or am I bluffing? Am I bluffing this whole thing? Am I lying about Xavier Legette this whole time just to force you to take him? Who knows? Who knows? Nah, I know you're not going to take him. Plus, like, looking at your team, I would really like to add Tajay Spears to that group. Like, if this guy isn't going for a running back or going to get auto-picked at, I think Tajay Spears is really good. But if you want CJ Stroud, I'm not mad at that. Tank Bigsby, okay, I like that. Tajay Spears is still there, though. Could easily take him from you, but I have to go get my guy first. Then I'll think about it. Tank Bigsby's a good pick, though. I like that. Definitely needed a running back, and now that running back room is starting to fill out and look promising. I still think you need a Tajay Spears, but I think I'm just going to take that from you real quick, if you don't mind. You couldn't pay me to get like I knew you had no interest in him, so I was like, this is the one draft I'm gonna have him. He's mine. Likely, that's a good pick. If I didn't have Mark Andrews again, I would have considered. I just feel like I keep ending up with him, and adding his teammate doesn't make it any better. J.J. McCarthy is off the board. I like that. I do need to go get me a quarterback. I've been, calling out what you need and all this, talking like I'm all high and mighty over here, like I have a perfect team. I still need a quarterback. We both need a quarterback, actually. But again, who am I to judge you when I don't even have a perfect team over here? Who am I to judge? CJ Stroud is gone. That's an option that I do not have anymore. I would take Tua, but I'm definitely worried about Tua getting injured. Definitely worried about Jalen Hurts getting injured. But if that's how my season ends, that's how my season ends. I don't think Bryce Young is going to be the guy I want to take instead. I might not even get Tua. Yeah, I'm probably not even going to get Tua. Tua's gone. Quentin Johnston's gone. Bryce Young gone. I mean, I see a quarterback. I feel like Dev doesn't want. And I think I'm going to take that said quarterback. Now he knows there's a 1 in 3 chance that he could easily take the guy I want. But you know what? I'm fine with playing those odds. I am fine with those odds. Who is he going to take? Cam Ward. I like that. That was going to be my backup option if you took Geno Smith. Felt like Geno was the guy I needed low-key. I mean, we're giving this guy weapons. He's got Brock, Jacoby Myers, Jack Besh, Gene T. We could have a bounce back Geno year. Who knows? Oh, I feel like an idiot. I was talking about Rico Dowdle before when you said Miles Sanders. I totally forgot he signed with Carolina. That's my bad. I need wide receiver. I don't hate the idea of that. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it. Demario Douglas. I don't love it, but at least there's a guy that knows how to work and grind for his spot in the wide receiver room. Like, there hasn't been many successful guys, but I feel like that guy at least has some promise. Kind of wanted Braylon Allen more, but I'm looking at my running backs and I'm saying, is it really necessary to go draft another running back? Pretty comfortable with what I have. I think it's more important to go get another tight end than a wide receiver. Yes. Oh no, I'm sorry. I I do not think you should take Tet over Travis Hunter. I am actually in the same boat as you, AJ. I have pick 3. I'm in a Dynasty rookie redraft. We all know it's not a secret. Ash and Gene T's won. I would assume that everybody drafting ahead of us is going to take Amari and Hampton. Makes the most sense. And I'm taking Travis Hunter there. Like, if I'm going to go out and play and, like, have a rookie draft, I don't want to draft a guy that I feel like, not to say Tet feels safe, but I think that the ceiling is a lot higher with Travis Hunter. You need to swing for the fences in the rookie draft, because if you get that hot commodity, people are going to be knocking to trade with you left and right. You could give it up and get so many other assets in return if that's the only player on your team that's worth anything. Like, there's so many options if you just go out and reach for the upside. I think you and I should both be happy to take Travis Hunter. It's a little scary because, of course, there's no guarantee he's going to be a full-time wide receiver. There's reports coming out he's not that good. Hate to bring it up, but they said Jamar Chase's hands were too small in training camp too his rookie season. That it wasn't, not that he wasn't going to be a good receiver, but putting out stories to make people doubt Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase is amazing. And I just feel like Travis Hunter's going to kind of fall in that same thing. Like, people are like making fun of him as a route runner. Guarantee you by September he's making DBs look silly. I just feel like even with the defensive snaps that he has, there's this potential that he's going to play wide receiver and play on the field on a team that needs another playmaker alongside Brian Thomas Jr. And I'm just swinging for upside. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy to be like, yeah, I'm going to draft a guy who half plays cornerback over a full-time wide receiver. But when you consider what the ceiling is for a Carolina Panthers wide receiver, right? And you consider what the the two-way dual star athlete ceiling could be, and like how he just kind of has like that mega star like box office potential. I would rather go with that if it doesn't work than the guys who like I'm just banking on the best Carolina Panthers wide receiver. And I'm not even sold that he is gonna be the best wide receiver in 2025 on the team. I'm really not. Like if you feel like you need Ted McMillan, I'm just gonna say go watch Ted McMillan highlights from college. Like go watch tape of him running routes. He's a really poor route runner. He wins every single time because he's so much bigger than the other DBs in college. But that's going to translate. He's going to be unstoppable on jump balls, Tet. But you know what Tet can't do? Tet can't get in and out of a route clean. Tet doesn't have what Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. have to succeed at the next level. Like, these guys work on their route running. They're so crisp when they come out of their breaks. Like, Tet doesn't even look like he's trying when he's running. And it's not even that he doesn't even look like he's trying because he's running so fast. Like, no, he's just a big guy that doesn't even look like he's trying that hard. Like, I don't know. I'm just not that high on him. I probably sound like a hater, but it's true. I'm going Jalen Royals. He definitely is a Pittman type, and I'm glad you made that comparison. But like, of course, Michael Pittman Jr. could have been so much better than what he is. But like, if you drafted Michael Pittman Jr. over a guy that had flashy upside, even if it did or it didn't work, like, would you be happy that you took the Michael Pittman Jr. build? Like, he does it. Like, I like Bryce Young. It's not like he's got a top 10 quarterback throwing him the ball. It's not like he's in an organization that he's set up to succeed. I know Travis Hunter's not, but at least there's a pathway where like Travis Hunter has a better quarterback. Travis Hunter has a legit wide receiver across from him that makes sure that he doesn't need to be bracketed. Like, there's just, I feel like, more opportunity in the upside of a Travis Hunter, even if he's not going to play every position, every snap at wide receiver. Even if I'm getting 25 snaps, like, I'm okay with that. There were a lot of games last year where Xavier Worthy may not have been on the field a whole lot for the Chiefs, but when he was out there, they had plays for him, they utilized him, and I feel like it's going to be the same way for Travis Hunter. Like, Travis Hunter's not going to be on the field just to run a route unless they're designing something for him to get open. And I hope Ted succeeds. I'm not wishing anything bad on him. I just think that there's a lot of work that needs to be done, so that kind of scares me for 2025. Do I have another pick in this draft, or am I? Oh yeah, I'm done. Look at that. Guess Dalton Schultz was my last pick. That's an ugly last pick, but whatever. Let's do another one. This looks like the closest to filling up. Yeah. I'm going to go get a bevy real quick. I'm going to leave this open. My phone will notify me if it fills up. It's still got 6 people to fill. It's probably not going to fill up anytime soon. So I will be right back. I'm not going anywhere. I am back. Probably gonna make this the last one because starting to cool off in the chat. But to answer your question, AJ, I gotta be honest because, of course, we are in the same boat, and I've thought of the exact same lateral pivot to a running back. And here's what I don't feel good about right now. If you're still here, this is why I don't feel as confident to take Travion Henderson before one of those wide receivers. Now, Judkins, beast, I don't really want to draft a Browns running back long term. Patriots one doesn't sound great either, but at least I have a young quarterback there that I trust for a couple more years. Travion Henderson is a beast. He's a 3-down back. He's capable of doing it all. The only problem I have right now, for this year at least, is Ramondre Stevenson, as long as he's under contract, is probably going to take the goal line carries away from him. That's just what it is. And you're going to need the volume of receptions to make it worthwhile until Ramondre Stevenson is gone. Now, if you are willing to wait it out and look towards long term on an asset like a running back that doesn't have much of a shelf life to begin with versus a wide receiver, then you can take Travion Henderson. If we find out later down the line in the summer that Ramondre Stevenson is cheeks, he's out of shape, whatever the case may be, he's no threat to Travion Henderson, then we could feel a little bit better about Travion Henderson. But until then, I have to assume that the strong running back that Ramondre Stevenson is, though he's had his ups and downs for the Patriots, is going to end up winning that job of goal to go. He's going to score the touchdowns. And I feel like I'm better off taking the chance with Travis Hunter at that point. I'm talking about what is the ceiling in one option versus what is the ceiling in the other. And I'm just going to keep chasing the ceiling every time because I feel like that's how you're going to make the most out of the rookie draft. It's okay. I mean, it's obviously not okay. It's going to set you back. But if you miss on a guy because you took the upside, you took the chance of the upside versus getting the guy that, even though you view him as the safer asset, not necessarily guaranteed to be that much safer than the riskier option. Just some things to consider. But I'll probably make this the last draft. If you guys joined in and watched for any point today, thank you so much. If you have any questions, feel free to stop by. I appreciate everyone that stopped by, everyone that came by, dropped a question, dropped whatever. I have to make sure I go check out Fantasy Destined after this. Shout out to them for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Really cool to see another channel interact with my channel. Just makes me feel pretty good about the work I've done so far. That was the first experience I've had with another channel, so that was cool. Definitely nice to chop it up with somebody in the community. Of course, thanks for stopping by, AJ. Truly appreciate it. Hopefully this isn't the last time that I see you. Hopefully I see you on some comments in future videos or what have you. I'm trying to do this every Monday where I try to mock draft. Obviously, there's going to be some Mondays that I miss, but I'm going to try my best not to miss. I'm going to try to stay faithful. I'm 2 for 2 so far. Started last week. I feel like I just woke up, saw the calendar, it was June, and I was like, dude, I got to do something. This ain't enough. This ain't it. So I had to just start mocking, start practicing. Here I am at the 112. Derrick Henry, a formidable option to say the least. I would have liked Gene Tier McCaffrey, but not gonna lie, it feels like Nico Collins and Brian Thomas Jr. would be a dream stack. The only thing is, what am I doing about running back later? That's a later problem. That's what I have to say to that. I get two of some of my favorite wide receivers in the NFL. I wish Malik Neighbors landed to me. That would have been cool. But I'll take Nico Collins and Brian Thomas Jr. Definitely a fan of these two. And I'm also a fan of everybody that stopped by in the chat. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, AJ, I don't know how you feel. I'm excited for rookie draft. Like, I'm just assuming Ginty and Hampton are the 1-2. Of course, best case scenario would be either one of us could walk away with that. But if not, I'm taking Travis Hunter. I'm shooting for upside. Shoot for the stars and aim for the moon. See what comes back to me here. Still waiting for my pick. It really sucks having the 1, 2, and 12 man. Like, if there was anybody still sitting in the stream, there's no chance of waiting for 12 more picks. I feel like I've just waited an eternity for like 6 picks. Like, what is going on? I might just make like a couple. I might just do my 3-4 turn and let underdog just auto the rest. I feel like I'm putting everybody to sleep just watching this. I'm better off just losing the $3 or whatever this is. How much was this? Oh, it's $5. Oh, it's talking high and mighty. Oh wait, what? Wait, what? I'm in 2? Oh, no. This is the slow draft. Okay. I'll come back. Wait. Okay, so I'm 5 picks away in that one. I'm sorry if I'm confusing anybody. I kind of lost my marbles there for a second as well. This is my $5 slow draft. The other one's a $3. I can go Puka or Malik Neighbors. Or I can go Ashton Ginty. I got 10 hours to make this pick, so why am I stressing right now? They all have their own concerns. I'm just going to go Ginty. Oh, I'm on the clock. Okay. Need a running back. James Cook is best available. I'll have to do it. And I go again. There's a lot of wide receivers I'm skipping to get Amari and Hampton. But I kind of have to. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. Don't say have to. You can take Jameson Williams. But you're going to take Amari and Hampton. You didn't have to do that, but you did it. put myself on autopilot, yeah. I'm going to throw up some, like, cues that I like for when it comes back to me. Do some of that, perhaps. Do a little. I could use Khalil Shakir. Alright, yeah, that's good for now. And I'll let them figure out the rest. Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to sign off now. I did want to go all night. I just feel like chat kind of dead. I'm still 16 picks away. This is just light years away. It's just crazy. But yeah, on that note, I'm signing out. Hope everyone has a wonderful night. My name is Turtle. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And that's it. I'm signing out.